The Lenovo Legion Go S is a smaller, more ergonomic, and more affordable alternative to the original Legion Go. This new handheld features an 8-inch display, an updated game launcher, and the new AMD Ryzen Z2 Go chip. At $729, it's worth buying now, or should you wait for the upcoming SteamOS version, or get the model with the more powerful Ryzen Z1 Extreme chip. The Lenovo Legion Go S isn't here to replace the Lenovo Legion Go. Instead, it serves as a smaller, more portable option. The Lenovo Legion Go S now has rounded textured grips that make it easier to hold. It ditches the detachable controllers found on the original Legion Go in favor of a unibody design. Combine that with a smaller size, and you get a smaller machine that's easier to hold for longer periods compared to the Switch-like Legion Go, which can become uncomfortable to hold after 10 minutes of gaming. Despite slimming down, its 8-inch LCD display is still larger than rivals like the Asus ROG Ally and Steam Deck OLED. The hellish landscapes of Doom Eternal and neon-drenched streets of Cyberpunk 2077 come to life in glorious detail. The larger display can help games feel more immersive. But while its 1200 native P resolution looks sharp for most modern games, you'll probably need to drop them down to 720p to run smoothly.
Look at the frame rate, bro. To be fair, this is Cyberpunk. The game kind of struggles to run well on even more powerful machines, so we can't throw that completely on the Legion Go S.
Trigger locks for the L2 and R2 are great for first-person shooters that require fast inputs, while the rounded D-pad is perfect for fighting games. The analog sticks and face buttons are also plain responsive and have an asymmetrical design similar to the Xbox. The L2 and R2 buttons have trigger locks that let you set your actuation points. For instance, you want a shorter travel distance when playing first-person shooters like Doom. Conversely, you want a longer travel distance when playing racing games like Dirt 5.
It's running at 20 frames, so it's obviously not well. But despite that, it still does feel good to race around. If you like racing games, you're really gonna enjoy this.
Like other handhelds, you'll also find two programmable back buttons placed right where your middle fingers rest, making them easy to use. Some handhelds I've tested, such as the original Steam Deck, can run loud and hot. Thankfully, this isn't the case with the Lenovo Legion Go S. During normal gameplay, I hardly noticed the fans running. The only time I ever heard them is when the system was downloading games or installing updates. Even then, the fans produce a low hum, making it one of the quietest handhelds I've ever reviewed. Similarly, the Legion Go S doesn't get very hot with extended gameplay. In our heat test, the Legion Go S gets warmest around the center of the back, reaching 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Considering how your fingers don't naturally rest there, you won't have to worry about that. To launch into your favorite games quickly, there's a built-in Legion Go Game Space Launcher, which is as intuitive to use as ever. You can connect to several gaming services like Xbox, Epic Games, Steam, and more. You can even purchase games from their respective storefronts, right from Legion Space. As before, the settings menu features several customization options, including setting the device's performance mode, display resolution, refresh rate, and controller mapping. You can also customize the lighting effects, view screenshots you snap, check download status for games, and more. The quick settings menu beside the display's right-hand side gives you access to these same features. You can find links for the Legion Go S and all the other handhelds I've shared so far linked below. Now let's get into the cons. While it looks and feels good in hand, this Windows 11 powered configuration is underwhelming. Design-wise, the Lenovo Legion Go S is a pretty solid machine. Unfortunately, under the hood, its underwhelming performance is both expected and disappointing, especially at this price. Currently, the Lenovo Legion Go S is only available with the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go chip, 32 gigs of RAM, and 1 TB of SSD storage. Performance-wise, the Ryzen Z2 Go chip sits between the AMD Ryzen Z1 and Ryzen Z1 Extreme. But even knowing that, I was still disappointed with the Legion Go S's overall gaming performance. Doom Eternal, which is one of the most highly optimized games available, ran at a brutal 25 frames per second at native resolution and medium graphical settings. It was only after dropping the resolution to 800p or 720p at 16:10 aspect ratio and set the graphical settings to low that the game started running at a more respectable 45 frames per second.
Nice blood there.
Cyberpunk 2077 ran at an abysmal 10 to 15 frames per second in the Steam Deck graphical settings, which exists purely for handheld PCs. As with Doom Eternal, I had to lower the resolution to 720p and set graphical settings to low to get between 25 to 33 frames per second, which is still not great. Using a game's built-in benchmark tools at 720p and medium graphical settings with the device set to performance mode, the Lenovo Legion Go S struggled to run most games over 32 frames per second. Assassin's Creed Mirage is one of the few examples where Lenovo's handheld did well, even matching its competitors. If you've seen any of my other handheld reviews, you'll know what I'm about to say next. To put it shortly, Windows 11 sucks for gaming handhelds. The Legion Space works perfectly with controller inputs and allows you to jump into your games within a few clicks. The rest of Windows 11 isn't designed for controller inputs. Without a mouse or keyboard hooked up, you're forced to use touch controls, which even on the large 8-inch display can be difficult and frustrating. Like the original Legion Go, the Legion Go S also has a touchpad which can be used as a mouse, but it's not exactly a seamless experience for navigating your desktop since the touchpad is so small.
Yeah, it's not that great.
While Windows 11 offers the versatility to do more than just play games, it isn't ideal for handhelds. Besides its clunkiness on touchscreens, we find that it also contributes to slowing down gaming performance on less than powerful handhelds, which you can also read about in our articles linked below. For anyone who just wants to play their favorite games without dealing with Windows 11, I recommend waiting for the inevitable SteamOS version, which releases sometime in spring with a starting price of $499. Speaking of pricing, if you don't mind Windows 11 handhelds and are willing to pay a bit more, the original Asus ROG Ally with the Z1 Extreme can easily be found for under $700 and offers better performance despite being a few years old now. And though it costs $899, the MSI Claw 8 AI offers even better performance, longer battery life, and a similar 16x10 8-inch display. Finally, if you don't want to wait for the SteamOS version of the Legion Go S to release, it might be time for you to jump on the Steam Deck hype train. The 1TB $650 model is the best handheld for PC gaming for most folks, and it's very well optimized. This configuration of the Lenovo Legion Go S, currently the only one available, is difficult to recommend. Though I like its more ergonomic design and vivid 8-inch display, its lackluster performance and Windows 11 headaches make it a difficult console to recommend, especially for $729. But we shouldn't completely dismiss the Lenovo Legion Go S, as upcoming versions could potentially make it a true rival to the Steam Deck. Not only will the SteamOS version of the system have the best handheld operating system, but it'll also have generous $500 starting price. As for the Windows 11 version, Lenovo will offer a model for a similar starting price, along with configurations featuring the more powerful Ryzen Z1 Extreme chip that could justify a higher price. So those are my thoughts on the Lenovo Legion Go S, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Follow us everywhere at Tom's Guy, and you can follow me for more reviews. I've been Tony Polanco, and I'll see you around. Later. Like, imagine if the train was actually running, yeah.
The train just went by as he said that. That would have been.
Oh man, yeah, but we can't time it. It'd be nice. All right, here we go.